Hello and welcome to Great Grimsby. It's not just Grimsby, it's not grim, and it doesn't smell of fish everywhere. So let's go and have a look round Great Grimsby. It's a positive place on the whole. So let's show some of the places and some of the reasons why Grimsby is not grim, but it's good. It's great. Great Grimsby. Right, let's go. Behind me is the Grimsby Fishing Heritage Centre. If you want to find out all about fishing in Grimsby, here's the place. There's a blue plaque here as well for Grimsby, Cleethorpes and District, celebrating Brenda Fisher. Born Grimsby 1927, a long distance swimmer. Her 1951 record breaking swim of the English Channel, 12 hours and 42 minutes. Awesome. Well done, Brenda. And next to that, you've got a bandstand here, right down by the water. This is the River Freshney. You've got the Ross Tiger boat, which is linked to the Fishing Heritage Museum Centre there. They're doing some work on some of the buildings around there. You've got the shops over there. And this is the walkway into town, so I'll head this way and see what's there. Even got some people on boats here on the water, enjoying this beautiful sunny morning here in Grimsby. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Well done. So this area is the River Freshney, and there's some restoration going on here, doing some works to make it nicer for people. You've got this little picnic area here, this massive gull on the bench saying, "Bring me some breakfast," and who can blame it? Off it goes. And down here, this is a nice area, isn't it? Oh, look at these little birds here. Aren't they beautiful? You've got the parents looking after young'uns. Oh, how nice is that? Oh, what a lovely sight here in Grimsby. And you got that little spray water fountain over there as well. This is nice. And across into the town centre over here. This here is the Sim-White Bridge. I liken this, the crest on here, and then down onto the water. We'll have a closer look at that boat as we have a walk round, and have a look here in Grimsby. This boat behind me is called the Barge. It's actually a bar as well, and it's open late Friday and Saturday night, so you can come here, have a bevy on the barge, on the water. Happy days. Quiz nights on a Monday, you can get cocktails here, hand-pulled cask ales, open late Friday and Saturday, here on the barge. Next to the barge, here is this little square area with gardens and trees leading to the Freshney Place shopping centre. So people can go and get what they need here in Grimsby. There's a lot of regen going on in the area, which is good. I think there's a lot still to do, but good progress so far. I've just had to ask someone where the town hall is, because I've heard it's an impressive looking building. Now, I could have guessed that it's on Town Hall Street, and I turned the corner, and that building behind there, that's impressive. Let's go and have a closer look at Grimsby Town Hall. I do like the look of this. This is quite a majestic old building. The flags are flying at the moment. There's the Union flag, and there's also the Armed Forces Day flag, because it's Armed Forces Day this weekend. Let's have a closer look at this building, it's nice. Look how great that building is. You've got the coat of arms at the top left and the top right. You've got the faces of 6 heads along the top. You've got the 7 windows with the arches on the top of them. You've got the 4 main columns at the front entrance. You've got the balcony at the top. And as we said, we've got the flagpoles on the rooftop area there as well. Grimsby Town Hall, you are nice. I like. Britain has made some amazing buildings over the years, haven't they? I so like seeing new towns and new places, and seeing the town halls, the council offices, everything there. And you can see down the side road here how deep it goes back, the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 different windows down the side of the building, the depth of this building. Grimsby Town Hall. And across from the town hall, you've got the municipal buildings over here, the offices for the council. I just thought this is a nice building as well. A bit later in era. We've got the beautiful gardens out the front as well. This is a well-maintained area. This is not grim, this is nice. This is well looked after. This in front of me is Grimsby Central Library. And you might see there's 5 figures part way up the building on the 3rd floor. Now these have an interesting name. These 5 people here are the Guardians of Knowledge. That's a pretty cool name for a statue collection like this. They are the Guardians of Knowledge because the library was designed as a repository of learning in the 1960s, and in 1968 these statues were added to the building here, and they are known as they're floating, aren't they? They're not even stood still. Well, they are stood still, but they're not stood or anything. They are floating, and they are the Guardians of Knowledge here in Grimsby. Awesome. Grimsby is a mixture of lots of chain shops and also lots of independent shops, and there's also little alleyways with little shops down here. I'm here by Abbeygate. Let's have a walk down here. There's a blue plaque and I want to explore what's down there. This is Abbeygate. I do like it when I go to towns and there's these little hidden gems down the side streets, and there's some nice independent shops down here. Something for locals. Now what's the blue plaque say? It's to celebrate. It's a Civic Restoration Award 2008. And I've got all these lovely street lights and the lights that come on at night time. You've got little shops down here. Obviously it's a Sunday morning, so not many open at the moment. But you can tell this is a nice place to come along. There's clothing shops. There's good named places. Labels for food and drinks and clothing and all that kind of thing. Beauty shops. I like this tree here. That's nice lit up. Travel shops, street kitchen, pizza shops, bar and kitchen. Nice outside dining areas. It's good, this. Bridal shop. Well, that's good. Nice little walk here through Abbeygate. Currently here on Bethlehem Street, which is a pretty cool name. And behind me, not a blue plaque, but a green plaque. Let's see what it says. It's a plaque to celebrate the life of John Whitgift, who was born here on Bethlehem Street. He was the son of a local merchant and was educated at nearby Wellow Abbey. 1530 to 1604, he became the Archbishop of Canterbury and the most trusted confidant of Queen Elizabeth I. That's part of the Grimsby Heritage Walking Trail here. John Whitgift, here on Bethlehem Street. The local Wetherspoons here is called the Yarborough Hotel, and it's a big old building. Look at this here. Look at the size of that, that's a pretty impressive size. I might have to nip in and get a nice cold drink to cool me down on this warm June Sunday morning. And here it is, the Yarborough Hotel, next door to the Bank, which is a bar here on Bethlehem Street in Grimsby, right next to the station, and the station is Grimsby Town. We'll have a look at that shortly, but first let's go get a drink at the Spoons. The Yarborough Hotel is named after the 2nd Earl Yarborough, who built this place in 1851. Very good. And now it's a Spoons, and now there's a Pepsi Max and a breakfast sandwich on its way to me now. Happy days. This is Grimsby Town train station. This is the old entrance. There's another entrance round the corner, but I like the old style of this, with the canopy, the old light signs at the top with Grimsby Town written on them. I like it. It's good. I like old stations that have got a bit of heritage about them. It's good. This train behind is going to Cleethorpes, which is just 2 miles away, and it takes you all through Old Clee, round past the docks, and through to Cleethorpes for the seaside. Great stuff. So as we're in Grimsby, I may as well tell you a little bit about Grimsby, how it's got its name, the origins of Grimsby, and a little bit more around the town. Let's have a look at this sign here that tells us more info. Great Grimsby's origins are shrouded in the mists of a North Sea legend. The town's founder, a Danish fisherman called Grim, fled to these shores when he was handed the task of murder. He was to drown the young Prince Havelock, a task he could not do. Grim was granted settlement in the Humber estuary, and his home became known as Grimsby, the suffix by meaning town in Old Norse, and his trade established the roots of an industry that would one day make Grimsby famous the world over. That trade being the fishing trade. By the 1950s, Grimsby was described as the world's premier fishing port and was recognised as a world leader in the fishing industry. As we've seen, Grimsby Town Centre is enjoying a new phase of investment, enhanced retail core and transportation system, as the sign says. They're basically regenerating the town centre, upgrading the shopping offering, and offering more things for people to do here. We've been to the town hall and the municipal offices. Easy for you to say. We've been to the Fishing Heritage Centre. We've walked past the Fresh New Place Shopping Centre, and we're about to go here, Grimsby Minster. Right, let's go and have a look at that next. If you look closely on the paving here, it says "Come follow me." And then it says "Ready, steady, go." The Choristers Pancake Race starts here. Fish stock races 1 PM Fridays. And there's all sorts of things here listed that are presumably coming from the docks here at Grimsby. And then ahead of us is Grimsby Minster. This old building here dates back a long time. Let's have a quick chat about the history of the Minster here. I always think churches and old buildings look amazing against the skyline. Now this is not the tallest Minster we've seen, but it's certainly an impressive one on the skyline here with the clouds in the background. Let me tell you about Grimsby Minster. This is the Minster and Parish Church of St James here in Grimsby. There's been a religious building here since 1114, and the Bishop of Lincoln supervised many renovations of the building, resulting in St James's Church being built here. And the central tower was added in 1365. In 1586, St James became the parish church of Grimsby, after John Whitgift united the parishes of St James's and St Mary's. We heard about him earlier on. It was April 2010 when the church was granted Minster status, and it was led by the Lord Bishop of Lincoln and the Bishop of Grimsby. That's here, Grimsby Minster. Inside the church is a memorial, Grim's tomb, and local traditions have claimed that for many years the mortal remains of Grim, the town's mythical Viking founder, are laid to rest inside there. Inside the grounds here of the Minster is behind me a statue of a fisherman. Let's have a look at this one here, the Fisherman's Memorial. So this memorial here, the Fisherman's Memorial, was created by sculptor Trevor Harris, a bronze statue of a trawlerman pulling in a fishing net, and it's been here since 2005. That's pretty impressive, isn't it? It shows the hard work that the fishermen do in all weathers here at Grimsby. This memorial was created by public donation in memory of the fishermen of Grimsby who sailed to distant waters never to return, January 2005. It says, "I cannot bend beside his grave, for he sleeps in a secret sea, and not one gentle whispering wave will tell the place to me. But though unseen by human eyes, and mortals know it not, his Father knoweth where he lies, and angels guard the spot." The Fisherman's Memorial statue here. Inside the Minster is a little statue of an imp. It's the Grimsby Imp. I'm not really sure the history and the story behind an imp, but apparently there's one in Lincoln Cathedral as well. So if you get to go in Grimsby Minster or Lincoln Cathedral, have a look out for an imp. And here's another angle of the Minster. Doesn't it look amazing? Grimsby Minster. I'm now out towards Grimsby Dock area, and there's something here. I want to have a look at it. It's pretty good. Let's see what we can see. You've got a couple of old mines here, an anchor and a static gun. Obviously used way back in the day when there was threats from the sea coming in to threaten Great Britain. Got the anchor there from a vessel. You've got the ship mast here for running things up the flagpole, and you've got these mines here. They're a bit rusty. You've got an old coil of wire in there as well, cable, and the gun here, static gun. As it's Armed Forces Day this weekend, I think it's important to recognise the risks and the devotion and sacrifice that people in the armed forces and people defending our territories have gone through in the past. I think it's important to recognise the risks and everything involved with that. So for everyone who's lost their lives in service, protecting us and protecting peace around the world, rest in peace. So if I mentioned the word docks and boats and the name Albert, you might think of Uncle Albert from Only Fools and Horses and his seafaring ways and how all his boats seem to sink or come under some mishap. But no, here in Grimsby, Albert means Prince Albert, the consort. Let's see what this statue is all about. So this statue is for Albert, Prince Consort. He laid the foundation stone of the Royal Dock here in Great Grimsby, and that was April 1849, and the dock was opened in May 1852. The new dock, connecting the Royal Dock with the old dock, was opened by their Royal Highnesses the Prince and Princess of Wales in 1879. I don't even know who was the Prince and Princess of Wales in 1879. Wow, must find out. If you know, put the name in the comments below. But here is Prince Albert in Great Grimsby. Behind me is the Grimsby Ice Company factory. I don't think it's in operation nowadays, but here was where they used to create all the ice that for the fish that they'd caught out at sea, and also need to keep them chilled before they transport them elsewhere. And this was the ice factory. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Get it? Ice, cool innit? Here you've got a building from 1918, 107 years old. Alfred Enderby Grimsby, traditional fish smokers. I think it's fascinating seeing some of these buildings, some of the history, and round this corner. Welcome to Grimsby Docks. This great mural you've got here. The history, the past, and it says here, Great Grimsby Ice Company, 1861, importers of pure block ice from Norway. Orders for ice apply to Steve McQueen. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Hey, Fresh Docks, Great Grimsby, awesome. And there's a picture of Steve McQueen here for Grimsby Docks. I don't know whether that's an in-joke or whether the person in charge of it back then was Steve McQueen, or what the story is behind that, but I do like it. That's good. And behind me there is the Grimsby Dock Tower. It's an impressive site, a local landmark. You can't get up close to it because the local dock authorities not allowed. You're not allowed to go that far up close to it, which is a shame. It'd be a fantastic tourist place to go to and to show tours around there. They can make money out of it. They could help regen the area. They could do so much by making the most of what they have around here. That's my top recommendation to the people around here and to ABP. Do more with the good things you've got here in Great Grimsby. Now, part of the story of the dock tower is that the Germans decided not to bomb that building because on the east coast of England it was a landmark. They could see where things were from there. Their maps, their records, their plans were all based around what they could see. Landmarks such as the Grimsby Dock Tower there. There's some brilliant old buildings here. This building was named MS Fish. That's a pretty cool name for a building next to the port. I've walked down from the dock area all along here, and now I'm finding a new building that takes my interest. This building here is called Dogs Beers. Hey, I might get me something to put me on. Right, let's see what they got that's nice and cool and refreshing on this very warm day. Well, I called in for a nice cold Pepsi Max there, and I got myself a drink for later on when I get home, when I'm not driving. But Docks Beers is a great place. It's almost if it's lifted out of somewhere from Leeds or York or Sheffield or something like that. It's such a forward-thinking, positive place. There's music on in there. They brew their own beer in here. They run comedy nights here. There's all sorts going on, and it's that kind of spirit, that creativity that rescues towns from when things aren't necessarily going their favour at other times, like the docks and the fishing areas, all that kind of stuff. We need to have a mindset where we say, actually, we're going to do something, we're going to create something special, something amazing, and Docks Beers here is an example of that. Well done. And here's a couple of lovely swans on the river, enjoying this beautiful sunny day. Now I'm going to show you the football ground in Grimsby itself. Now, it's not what you think. It's actually Cleethorpes Town. Cleethorpes Town play in the Grimsby area, and Grimsby Town play in the Cleethorpes area. The two areas, Grimsby and Cleethorpes, are literally separated by one side of the road to the other side of the road. So it's literally a postcode issue, but Grimsby Town play in Cleethorpes, and Cleethorpes Town, another great club here, they play in Grimsby. They're a great club, they've had a great season, just got promoted last season as well. They've got their first friendly next weekend against Grimsby Town. Good luck. And we go from Cleethorpes Town in Grimsby to Grimsby Town here in Cleethorpes. So very, very close together. There's 1.1 miles difference between the two grounds. They are pretty much all in the same area. Right, let's see what we can see of the ground. So this is Blundell Park, home of Grimsby Town Football Club. This is Grimsby Town. 1878 they were founded. And obviously there's the fishing heritage that is part of their badge here at Blundell Park. Just through that little gap in the fence you can see the pitch itself. And here we have the main stand entrance on the opposite side of the ground. This Blundell Park main stand is the oldest in English professional football. It opened in 1899, although only the present foundations date from that time. So they're clinging on to the strands of history there. 1899 this stand was created from the foundations upwards. And that just about wraps up my video here from Grimsby and slightly in Cleethorpes as well. So thank you for watching. Great Grimsby is a place that is being regenerated. There are lots of good things in Grimsby. I definitely recommend Doc's Beers. That's a good thing. And if you're coming to Grimsby, come to the football grounds as well. Cleethorpes Town and also Grimsby Town. They'll be grateful and they'll be pleased to see you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, click like, click subscribe, leave some comments below for me to read, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye bye for now.